Uh,
I know you
yeah,
don't,
let's move on,
but
bro.
but you ready? Say hi to YouTube because this will be on YouTube later as well. So this is from the same poster as the Vishnu video. Um, so I'm gonna get the name. Uh, believe you, I guess dash me from 2 months ago. So this is called In Defense of Brahma. Now, this is a conversation that I have been a part of just a little bit in our little sphere over here, or on the interwebs and on Twitter, where I have spoken like down on Brahma and some of Brahma's actions. You guys know how much I have flailing my arms of frustration with how she did the ancient humans and whatnot. So like I hope this one's good because I'm pretty invested. Like I've always had this weird logic and reason based understanding with Brahma and her actions, but I just don't like it personally and emotionally. That's all. I meant that.
Nah.
Yeah, Callie doesn't give a ish about what the creatures think of her. She might intentionally make her actions seem more evil since she hates the values of Vishnu that I think are good. Fair enough. What's up, Abdel? All right, let's get into this one. See what you got. So this is the follow up to my defense of Vishnu. This is going to be a long one. Is it a chungy wungy? That's pretty long. It's longer than the last one, I think. But I hope you will be willing to give the creator their fair shake. Is that you, the creator, or you talking about Kurigam? So, following my previous post, we have to start by seeing Brahma's role, the role of creator, but more simply, game master. See, that's moving me. Game master,
Oh my
coder,
gosh.
like, hold on. Because she has ultimate control as to what the player's specs, races, environments, end goals, and everything else relating to the game that is existence. Following this, thinking what is that a GM decides is a good game. So so I guess with game master they're going more the D&D route though. How am I doing? I'm good,
Seems like
Abdel.
it.
I'm good. Chilling, man. I had a good weekend. I wanted to finish Chain Echoes yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to. I keep doing a lot of side stuff that's elongating the game, but I won't end up doing a second playthrough like I planned because I'm doing a really thorough one like game playthrough right now. So, but all right, first game balance. It's clear that the ancient human race are the victors of the past universe, the universe that we can only really speculate about. Brahma mentioned as victors, they were given the choice to claim their reward, most likely paradise, but they chose to occupy the universe of the losers. Okay. You want to chime in at all yet? Or no?
No,
Hi, I want the promotion of your channel viewers. Oh no, this is just. Wait, what?
I
It's a bot. Hey, someone who got a sword? Who got a sword? There's an infiltrator. There's someone here among us is not one of us. um,
I
another thing.
guess
Go
my.
ahead.
Oh, I was
No, go
gonna
ahead. Go ahead.
say I don't. I don't know how. I guess the concept of using paradise as the potential reward seems kind of weird because it seems like people can get that during the time frame when they're living in the universe. So it'd be
Mhm.
weird if there's like something that you can achieve in your universe, but it's also set aside as the prize for winning it.
Yeah,
That kind of seems like weird. I don't. So I don't. I don't think paradise is
I
the
actually agree with that
was
again.
the thing.
Again, based on something we learned about the Black Bear in the latest chapter. So I was like, like yeah, like for my understanding is like they could have chosen anything else and still reached that. Basically what I'm saying. So that's
Yeah.
interesting. Interesting. I think I agree with that. Okay. According to what another thing worth mentioning is Vishnu said that humans were necessary for this universe. Why? Out of all the creatures, Nasikas, Asikas, and other Suras, why were humans more special than other creatures? Unless it wasn't because they were human, but because they were the previous victors. This led me to theorize that the victors of the previous game are not the ancient human race entitled to a form of perk in this new game. Then I realized it was their souls, or more game wise, infinite retries, as well as their designation as end goal objectives themselves. That's why Kali and Vishnu fight over them. Hold on, let me read that again. Another thing worth mentioning is that Vishnu said that ancient humans were necessary for his universe. Okay, now why? Out of all the creatures, so every race, so Nasika, Asika, and Suras, why were humans more special than other creatures? Unless it wasn't because they were humans, but because they were the victors. So basically saying it's more so because they won in the last universe, not necessarily attached to their race. Okay, this led me to theorize as victors of a previous game, but led me to realize as victors of a previous game are not the ancient human race entitled to a form of perk in this new game. Then I realized it was their soul. So I guess what's being said here is more so like it's just saying that like their special skill or role is that they have infinite retries because their souls get reincarnated to go through the age of ceremony, age of coming, whatever. What's it called again? The age of coming, the age of ceremony. You know what I'm talking about,
Uh,
where they get
Coming
to
of
see their
age
past lives.
ceremony.
Yeah. So is that what they're saying here? Because
Yeah,
this
he
sentence
he
is a
worded
little
that really
confusing
really.
to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
worded that really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're basically saying uh uh it's not like this is I get what he's saying. Like it's like saying like the ancient human race. I think as a concept isn't what makes them special, but like since they were victors, they now get the benefit of infinite retries, as you said. Like
Okay.
that's the special thing about them, which they got from being in previous. Yeah, it's kind of said like a little wordy, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Thinking about the universe in this way made it clear to why Brahma had to nerf the ancient human race because almost all the other races were inevitably doomed to never reach paradise, albeit with a few exceptions. Asikas being the managers of the server, but also players made it clear that there were numerous times they could earn then subsequently lose their rights to paradise. Nausicaa's, with how they were slow to change, would build up so much in that order through enlightenment, they would basically need millions to billions to trillions of years before I get that part. The Rakshasas were slightly better off, but serving underneath Nausicaa's, they weren't exactly going to end up anywhere near paradise for a long, long time. In comparison, once a human earned paradise at their death, they pretty much get sent there immediately. Do I need to review this one? I think I do. Thinking about the universe in
Uh,
this, but
is he? I'm trying to make sure she's not conflating enlightenment and paradise, or like if he thinks are relatively similar.
I don't think they are. I know they're different. Enlightenment and paradise aren't the same thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah, but I'm saying them.
Okay. Let's read it again and see if we can discern this. Hold on. So thinking about the universe in this way made it clear that Brahma had to nerf the human race because the other races were inevitably doomed to never reach paradise. So let's stick with paradise.
Mm-hmm.
As being the managers of the server, but also players made it clear that numerous times they could earn the right to paradise, so that they could lose and gain it. Okay, and that's because of how slow they would change, and they would build up so much sin that in order to reach enlightenment, they would need. This is similar to what Indra had said about Kadru, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
As an example, okay, so need billions of years
Mm-hmm.
for it. Then Rakshas were slightly better off, but serving underneath Nausicaa's, they weren't exactly going to end up anywhere near paradise for a long, long time in comparison. Once a human earned yeah, I think they're going back and forth. Like I think they're using paradise and enlightenment as synonyms. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah,
I
it's
could be
I don't know if
wrong.
he's using them as synonyms. Wow, synonyms, Jesus,
Cinnamon.
synonyms,
Thank you for the follow.
or if he's or if he's conflating them in the sense of enlightenment is the process and paradise is the destination, which I
Mm,
still would disagree with.
no, I think you could be enlightened and still not go to paradise.
Yes, because we know enlightenment takes you to
The top.
what realm zero,
Mm-hmm.
realm nothing. I forget what is it. It's they say above the top or at
and
the
you
top, which
and you
I think they
lose
call realm
something.
zero.
You like lose your
Yeah.
attachment to the universe or whatever. So you got to like give yourself a reason to stay. Like it's not the same thing.
Yeah. While
Mm.
paradise is a separate location, the only thing we really know about paradise so far is that Agni had access to paradise because he was one of the only few gods that could go there and had paradisal flare as a result, which allowed you to burn people's sin.
Mm.
And I think paradise and sin may be connected, but I don't think enlightenment. I have to go back, but I don't think sin and enlightenment have any relationship towards each other. But in this, he's specifically talking about sin's relationship to
Because
enlightenment, which
sins
I don't
would
think
stop
it
you
is.
from going to paradise. because you're a sinner. It wouldn't stop you from
That
getting
would make
enlightenment. I
sense.
don't think a sinner. I guess I don't think it's crazy for someone who sins to be enlightened. You could be enlightened in the wrong ways, I
Yes.
suppose. You know.
Yeah, I think sinning does have a relationship with paradise, but not enlightenment, because
Mm.
it seems like even Kadru could have reached it eventually, despite the amount of sins he collected. So it would have just taken forever that they were like, nah, it's probably not going to happen. But like the options seem to exist in the 0.0000000 infinitely onto 1%.
Mhm. Okay. Second, game engagement. Brahma told ancient human race Brilith that she was dying to think why was that as creator Brahma created the Nastikas and Rakshasas the way they were. The reason most likely being that she decided from her creations a kind of zeal for life, not to just overcome, but to gain for themselves, a desire to dominate over their opponents. And when Brahma said that she was disappointed with their creations, it wasn't because they sided with Cali. It was because of the hermetic and pacifistic lifestyle that they had chosen for themselves. That I saw this is something that I've always somewhat low key agreed with from the standpoint of like, she's like y'all really not trying to fight for your survival and dominance by like kind of like being on the offensive. It's cooked. It's cooked. Back to the drawing board. I kind of agree with this one for the most part. What do you think?
I slightly agree and disagree. I like to say it wasn't because they would cite it. You can say it might not be the full reason. It's in addition to like her not like liking or enjoying their pacifistic style. But she outright says she was mad because you also sided with Callie, and like those that side with Callie, like she hates or looks down on or whatever.
Mm.
And in that scenario, Brahma has no reason to actively lie in that situation. If she says that, that's probably very clear that that's how she feels.
Yeah.
I don't know why she would say a statement like that, and that would just be a lie. I don't think like what would be the point?
Mm.
There's obviously some contention with the primevals in Cali. Like I think she does actually hate him. That was also a big reason for sure.
Okay. All Fizzin gods are enlightened, but only Agni can go to paradise if I remember correctly. Fizzin. Um, Chandra was enlightened, but he was worried about accumulating sins if he fought Kaju and the people of Altara died, so it's definitely possible that an enlightened being can get sins, yes. What I missed this time,
But was
you're
that
sad.
paradise or was that?
I think because Chandra would be enlightened, and but he could. I think the point was that a enlightened person could get sins. I don't think that
Yeah,
it's.
yeah, yeah. But I'm saying, did he not want to accumulate sin so he never cuts off his chance from paradise? Because I know a lot of gods,
Oh.
even themselves, have talked about wanting paradise because Agni is special because he has access to it. And it was even to the point where I can't remember which. I think it was when he fought Ganhavra. He's like, I'll bar my own exit to paradise by accessing. Was it fathomless fire, exterminating fire, or something? Or something. So like even gods themselves don't have access to it, and it's a special thing. So I still think it's relatively separate,
Yeah.
if I'm not
High and
misremembering.
low. We're going through this Reddit thread calling defense of Brahma. We had just done one call in defense of Vishnu, so we're on this one now. Indra has a lot of sins. That's why he probably abuses the enlightenment system. Fair. Chapter hurt me the most. No, I understand. I understand. Yeah, I think she uses that as an excuse to get revenge for them siding with Callie before. She's still salty. Okay, fair. So it was equivalent of making a survival horror game, but finding out the player base had figured out how to play it like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley. Needless to say, she was very pissed. I'm crying. What examples? Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley, like they're like two potential like I'm a farmer, I'm a do my things on my land video games. Needless to say, she was very pissed and so created the Rakshasa Nasikas hunting dogs to increase engagement from the player base. Okay. I will say this. I do think that in a weird way, not a weird way, I think Brahma could have pride and shame in the creations, but it's not like I don't know if I could call it an emotional attachment more than I think it's like an just an attachment as being the creator and the creator of them, the ones who made it, where it's like if I literally am making a watch and the watch doesn't work, I'm like, gonna throw it out and make a new one and start over. Like, it doesn't work. Like, I'm not looking at like, oh, this watch has sentimental value to me, and I really like the guy who sold me the leather for the watch strap. It's like, no, fuck it. Like, I just try to start over. Like, that's kind of how I took it. I don't like it. You guys know I love the Age of Humans, but I understand it. I guess.
I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you why I don't agree with that sentiment, and if
But
that is the case, why Brahma's a moron.
yeah.
Because they're I don't think they're comparable because even in the Animal Crossing and stuff like that, I understand what they're saying, but those aren't real things. They're programs. They have a very specific function. When we're talking about the creation of life, by definition, it doesn't follow a specific order. Like the entire point in how they operate is they grow, change, and do that you expect it. If
Mm.
not, you would just create a robot or for billions of years for untold different universes. You should understand how any with the brain works that has like a certain level of intelligence. So if you get mad because they're not working the way you intended them to work, I'm sorry you don't understand how like what you don't comprehend what you built. And if you don't comprehend what you're built, then you're just a trash builder and you honestly suck at what you're supposed to be, which is the creation god.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me. I was
To
watching.
me that would go more go on.
No, I know. I like what actually like what you have to say there. Like, it's kind of like you're at fault. You're the one who made them. You didn't understand what you were doing, what you were making. Like, that's on you. Um, I guess I guess the clapback would be like, as a creator, you can realize you don't understand it and delete it and start over. I guess, like, I don't know if you make like AI, like, oh, I don't like that. Start over, Skynet. I'm scared. But it reminded me of the this. I remember, I can't remember what I was watching when someone was like, and they think recently, anytime Hollywood like has like a hit show or something, they think it's by complete accident. They have no idea how they do that, because there's apparently been a very, I don't know if this is true or not. I obviously don't consume all these shows, but apparently there's been a like a shit, what's what I'm looking for, a very very frequently, a season one would be really good, and then the next season is absolutely completely like terrible in comparison to what they first had, where it's like that showcases that they didn't even know
Mm-hmm.
how they luckily got the ratings and watch time and stream. I don't know how streaming really measures all that stuff. It's all over the place, but how they got their success. That's kind of what that's reminding me of a little bit. Like, did she just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna make these things, like, oh, it looks like it's going good, and then after that one punch, like, oh, never mind, but she didn't really get it.
Yeah, like if anything, the fact that you can create something and it can, especially with their ability to reincarnate, infinitely grow and become better and better and better, that is like peak creation. That is good. But if you're mad because it's not in the way you want, then that's just dumb and you don't understand your own powers. That's why I think it has to be more, even like, even now as I'm saying this, more about the Cali stuff and salty, which I think would add a good more like, I don't want to say human personality to them because they're gods, but more of like another interesting facet to her of jealousy and stuff like that. And it's the Callie stuff that made her mad. Because
Mm.
otherwise, I'm just like, I can't respect you. I don't think you're smart then.
Well, I don't. I've never necessarily looked at all the gods as necessarily dumb or smart all the time. I don't think a lot of them are smart, but I think it's one of those things. Is because so many of them have so many years of like experience and wisdom, they're going to come across as knowing what they're talking about more often than they don't. You know.
Yeah.
So
Like, this is a kind of a crude, like, comparison. But it would be like for me if, like, Agni accidentally burns someone and he's like, oh, dang, I didn't know my fire could do that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
what if
This is
from
your
that? What
domain.
if from that moment on he learns what his fire what his fire could do? That was the teaching moment. I hear you though. I hear you. Okay. Final objective completion. Oh, finally, objective completion. Through the whole series, Brahma had been shown to constantly help Yama with his work sorting out the dead. She does it to monitor and gauge Yama. But what if that wasn't her only goal? We know that Yama sees and judges lives based on humanity, but how does Brahma judge souls? If everything of what I had given is proven correct, then her role could be thought of as Valkyrie, bringing the worthy. Oh, I think of Valhalla, like Norse, of those who, yep, of those who have overcome harsh odds and persevered into Valhalla. That thinking, I believe, can be best shown through Lila as Brahma's chosen candidate. We've been back, Lost. we're we're 20 something minutes in. Okay.
This I
Go ahead.
kind of agree with. I don't know about the Valhalla stuff, but
Like
the other parts of like
I get how they try to
yeah,
frame it. I don't think it's a great one to one comparison, but I understand the
yeah,
sentiment. Yeah.
yeah. Like yeah, like Lila definitely seems to be her chosen, and I agree. I don't know if like I don't know if she's building her Avengers.
Mhm. Okay.
You know, she's building the team like Fury style. I'm curious to see where this goes.
Yeah. And as a final aside, to explain the other aspect of Brahma's hate boner to the ancient human race, imagine playing any esports tournament game. All right, you make it to the final the final worlds match, only one step away from winning it. You've spent numerous days, weeks, hell, years reaching this point. You've put a f ton of your life into this game for this moment. Your family's out there. The crowd is cheering for your team's victory. So much of who you are is baked into this one game, and then for some unknown reason, your final match you get clobbered by the opposing team so hard out of nowhere, despite playing your effing heart out. You pat yourself on the back. You tried your best. Hell, you think maybe in the heat of the moment you made some really bad call, some real bad calls, but you made it to the finals in the worlds. Who else could say that? A year after the tournament ends, an I guess an expose comes out about how that team used dev level cheats and exploits to screw you from that win, and actually have been using it throughout their games throughout the whole tournament. That's what Brahma feels towards Ichimura Race, a rage that they had ruined the sanctity of her game and resulted and insulted all of the other players who played fair. I don't agree with this, but unfortunately,
Okay.
unfortunately by the terms of agreement she had signed before the tournament began, she had to include this cheating team a spot in the next tournament. Ah, okay, I see where you're going now. Not only that, but give them a reward because they rejected the winnings due to their principles. At that point, her rage isn't just for her, but for all the other players, including who was robbed of their shot on that podium, lifting the World's Cup that was supposed to be yours. That's an interesting way to put it.
See, they lost me completely in the beginning. I was like, "Where is this
You
going?"
well, they no, not gonna lie, you had us in the first half, but then yeah,
But
I get the
I
point.
get it.
I get the point. Where it's like you have to
I think that's
reward
an
the cheater.
I think
You have to reward the cheater,
yeah.
and you're mad at that because that's not how you want it to be played. I get it. I get the point.
I think that's their best comparison
Argument.
they've done so far.
Yeah. Best like analogy, person, whatever. I wasn't sure this was going. It really wasn't. Especially where it's like you lost, and like sometimes you play your heart out and you get smacked in the mouth. It happens. I've lost some finals that way. I get smacked in the mouth, but yeah,
I guess the ending is the only part. I don't know if like you could say the ancient humans rejected the victories due to their principles,
principles. Yeah,
because couldn't you say they are by virtue of going to the losers, they're some sort of penance, so they would understand they did something wrong and they're trying to make up for it. So would that be as bad?
I guess it depends on your viewpoint on how you see it. Because
Yeah, I guess, and
because
I guess that
because
wouldn't change Brahma's view either.
personally speaking, look like just completely personally speaking, yo, if you don't get caught cheating in the moment, you won. It is what it is. Maradona literally has the hand of
Yeah.
God. He handballed it into the net to beat England. I think it was England, if I remember correctly. Like, and we have footage, and they're just like, yo, it's the hand of God. Like, it is what it is sometimes. But I ultimately don't like Brahma. I still don't. This didn't change any of my sentiments or thoughts about Brahma.
At
But
all. At
yeah,
all.
but I've always kind of seen it from this kind of standpoint. Like I'm a game dev or whatever. Like I'm a coder. I'm building robots or something, and it's just like it's not working, and you kind of just reset to zero and you start over again or whatever. But this one I liked much more than the Vishnu one though. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think this one's done better. And even as Corey says, like she is devil cheats herself, though. Why is she mad? I guess it's because she wouldn't use them. But I guess it's one of those
Miles.
Actually work well, Callie, and win. Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
I was gonna say, if the ancient demons found a way to work with Callie and win, is that them using cheats or just like playing the game like just well?
That's
Like I don't
I.
know if that would be classified as cheating. You know,
Yeah. I guess
it's kind of like if we
again.
were playing Smash
Yeah.
and items were on. It's like don't use items. It's like, but it's a part of the game. I feel like that's a better comparison. You know what I mean?
If you don't want them on,
Uh,
turn them off. Turn them off. Turn them off.
what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, the
How do you get a
best.
Smash ball? Because it's there. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
It's like, yeah. I mean, you guys know me. I'm trying to play. I'm trying to play tournament rules. So, no items. Omega, and Battlefield only. So, but yeah, that was good. You wanna sit with me to do one more? It's not the same
Sure.
series though. It's that Slave
What
and Utero
series though?
series.
Oh,
I have a
sure. That's
I have
fine.
a conversation to go through. At best, I kind of like Brahma for something different, fair, but she can't turn off Callie. I suppose that's a good point. Callie, I guess Callie just there, like,
Yeah.
where can I fuck it up? Where can I mess it up? Brahma Raw, love her, passive aggressive attitude. I'm a master at the Sao Tome, anything goes style. All right, you gotta run away sometimes. You know, they hit that break fast, break fast. All right. If no one else has any comments on that, actually, I do want to say one more thing.
You missed Corey's comment.
Oh yeah, it used to be the analogy I was thought of more of them switching teams after Brahma paid for their training and made them big. That's a good way of looking at it. Actually, that's fair. I like that.
Hmm.
Where it's okay,
Hmm.
I can understand like maybe being slighted, but okay. Actually, my question is though, did you guys get a sense of like legitimate rage from her, or did it come across to you as literally purely cold, calculating logic and reason? Like it doesn't work. I'm gonna start over. Not that she wasn't disappointed. She said
I
that,
got
but like
I got some rage for sure.
okay, all right.
I got both. I to me my issue with Brahma is it comes down to this: either she doesn't understand what her job is or what she can do, or she's just really vindictive and like it's just like that's the two patterns I got. Both of them suck. So
Okay. Fair enough. It was worse. It was apathy to me. I thought it was much rage as a task primeval. I like her can display. Okay. Well, those were fun. That was cool. They'll probably be up. I'll probably put one up this week and maybe one up next week. We'll see how it goes. But Patreon gang. Shout out to the Patreon gang. Yes, sir. Shout out to my certified BAM lovers. You know, I appreciate y'all deeply. Gotta give a big shout out to the Priest of Fire. That's the real CBL Brilliant gang. You already know what it is, but especially gotta give a huge thank you to my tier threes, the fifth Zen Gods. Shout out to Zodiac, Sonny Katapali, Simi, Silo, Shoddy to your body, Scobe, Revenant, Lucky Roo, Lazy Dragon, Chris, Johnny Rogers, Jacob Holland, Irene Sharda, Fitz, Tris, and my boy Abdel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you.